and welcome to the Wrestling Code episode number 44, War Games. Oh, we've got the echo there. Well, it'll go. We're fine. Figured it out.
It might come back. Just give me a moment. I'll sort it.
It's fine. It was a mental week in wrestling.
There we go.
Love the intro. It was a mental week in wrestling. You had a mental AEW show with some major shockers, and then you had one of the best takeovers of the year. One of the best pay-per-views of the year, in my opinion, with NXT TakeOver. But come on to that in just a little second. But as per, I'm joined by Simon. How are you today, Sam?
I'm doing all right, thanks. Just signed up to Impact Plus this morning.
Oh, so you're going to be
ready for tonight's show.
I know.
I used to catch it for free, but like it's so much because they do the monthly pay-per-views. No.
Yeah.
Then you can pay. You can get Impact Wrestling is available for free, or you can pay £10 for all the shows, or you can just pay $3.50 a month for all of Impact Plus. It's a good offer. So yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Impact. I know. I always say that, but honestly,
tonight Impact will be fun tonight. I'll be keeping my eyes on it tomorrow morning when I wake up. But
you're not going to watch it still, the full thing?
No. I've tried to fix my sleep pattern, so I went to bed at 7.
All right, fair enough.
So
yeah,
we should be all right. And I know I'm saying that, but there'll be a message saying, "Oh man, I can't believe Kenny Omega's just beat fucking Johnny Swinger for the AEW title."
I'm part of me isn't looking. No, we'll come on to it.
We'll come on to it, but we'll start off with NXT this time. As we'll start off with the go home show for Takeover. The first match was Leon Ruff and Damian Priest defeating NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar and Raul Mendoza. Like it because it's Ruff trying to prove, but.
In terms of the story, it was quite good because it was like Damian Priest kind of protecting Leon Ruff, but also wanting to beat him up. But you know what my issue is.
Santos.
I'm sure you can guess. But it's the cruiserweight lads, isn't it?
Yeah. I think luckily it's to Leon Ruff who's in there. I don't like that it was Damian Priest in there, but luckily Leon Ruff is a cruisy-weighty guy.
Yeah.
I sort of like that Priest just was going, nah, mate, I don't want you involved with this. Just stay away. And Leon Ruff going, I can compete. And it all culminated to the big match at TakeOver where Ruff sort of tried to prove Priest wrong. And obviously we'll talk about that, but this was a nice little stepping stone.
Yeah, the dynamic was nice enough, but I can say I'm going to need to drop this cruiserweight thing because I'm just looking at the next segment. I'm going to say the same
thing. Cameron Grimes defeated August Gray again, one of the other cruiserweight.
I wasn't as bothered about this because I really like Cameron Grimes, and I'm not particularly sold on August Gray. Like,
yeah,
but it still could have been done better. I feel.
I think he'll have a really good 205 kind of run.
He picks up a big win this week, a really big win. So then it's just a bit demoralising when you see it, like in terms of the kayfabe pecking order, how far below it is.
Yeah.
But no, they're not asked about 205. I need to let it go.
We got a segment after, but we had Smash Champion interruption Timothy Thatcher's latest demonstration, and I like this sets up for TakeOver, which was a very low-key good match. And you know what? Probably the right match for both of them, really. A very gritty kind of, could be a technical match, but just two bald guys just being gritty. And it works to both of their characters, I'd say.
Yeah, pretty much. Not particularly bothered by either guy. Thatcher's he's in that position at the moment. I'm trying to think of who's been in his position before. Ooh. Of upper mid carder who gets the top guys on a takeover but never gets the job done.
Lee got the job done.
It was Damian Priest at one point.
Yeah, but he sort of. I don't know. I'm trying to think. People got called Ricochet, maybe, because he never got the big belt.
I don't know though. I don't know whether Thatcher's going to make that breakthrough into the list of top guys.
Yeah. suppose we'll just wait and see. Jake Atlas defeated Tony Nese in what was a cruiserweight match. But also, I liked his promo after saying it's the next step. I'm going to step it up now, and Santos Escobar, you better be worried. Nice little bit of fire
I like
from
Jake
Jake
Atlas.
Atlas. Yeah.
Yeah, he good as Jake Atlas. It was he got beat quite quickly last week, but no, he's got a really nice finisher, and it annoys me that it doesn't annoy me, but it's really petty that WWE don't call it by its proper name.
Well, what do they call it?
If you know what it is. So that he does that cartwheel DDT, don't
yeah, which I love.
And he calls it that. It's quite good. He calls it the LGB. No, what was it? LGBT. LGB DDT. That's the one.
Great name.
It is, isn't it? It's a good name, and they just don't call it.
Probably because it's WWE in the air.
Yeah, well, that was my thinking, but it fits perfectly. It's such a good. It's a good finisher with a good name, performed by a guy for who it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. We got another one of the weird the Chinese cult promo from Jillian and Boa. So this time they were being drowned, being lifted back up in the water, sort of like SAS training you've seen happen where they tried to condition the body to drown and stuff, and they were doing it to Jillian and Boa. And they tried to get them to conform. Something happens, they get hit with a whip, and then it goes black again. I don't know what's going on with this, but keep them.
No, neither do I at all.
Who is this going to be?
People are saying Karen Q, but that would be underwhelming at this point.
I think it's got to be bigger than that.
I don't know.
Karen Q.
I hope it's Wang Bin or Tian Bing or whatever it's
For
called.
God's sake. I hope it's
No, I don't know. I've got nothing to throw at you. I mean, I am only thinking of Chinese people. I mean, if he wasn't with AJ Styles and if he wasn't on main roster, I'd be tempted to say Big Ninja.
Yeah, I was thinking
because he's a big guy that you could imagine in that kind of role.
Because it's WWE, I was thinking maybe a Japanese wrestler who's a free agent.
Main roster, yes, but I don't think they're that racially insensitive in NXT. They can't be.
No. Can they? Can they?
I wouldn't put it past them. Triple H was the right arse on that media call. Have you listened to it?
No.
So basically, someone asked him. He was like, "I want to ask you about the new list of performance center trainees. You've got Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier. The two rascals, but no Trey Miguel." And he was basically going, "Why didn't you sign Trey Miguel?" And Triple H basically said it's because he hasn't got enough passion.
Oh,
bloody hell! Isn't it? That's
showing you just signed his 2 mates.
If you can track it down, it's interesting to read. But because apparently he's still got an offer from WWE on the table, but I can't imagine that's the case.
Not anymore.
Apparently he's got offers from WWE and AEW. So
they're very talented. That's the thing.
Trey's awesome, but there's a lot of people in AEW right now.
There is.
I don't know where he'd fit.
Get lost in the shuffle.
They'd find something for him, I'm sure.
Then we had by the way, Kyle in the comments, just hi lads, how are ye this morning? Very good, Kyle, thank you very much.
I'm doing all right, thank you, Kyle. Yeah,
a regular viewer of the football watch alongs. I know all the content on this channel. I found it from the 7th of December. Would it be?
Wait, what?
Was this the Triple H media scrum?
Yeah, it were the one from after Takeover.
Yeah, so talk about Candice possibly broken arm, talk about the Undertaker.
Yeah, I just listened to it before I came on because I like listening to the media calls because I don't know, they're quite insightful, but Tony Khan's are far more interesting.
Oh, because Tony.
Triple H,
yeah, I've seen it. He says ask about why Trey wasn't saying Des or Wentz, or they will. Triple H says you can't talk about why people are out there, but it speaks to the passion of the people who are there. Triple H, you naughty boy. We had Imperium versus GYV ended in a no contest. You boys are on
the show. Ever Rise. It's what a great match interrupted by 205 guys, and I'm not even mad. I love Ever Rise. I really like both the teams in the match.
I was actually looking forward to this match because I loved GYV great, so were Imperium.
I don't know. It kind of I thought it kind of flattened out GYV, and Imperium feel really nondescript.
They do because they haven't been on the show in ages. I know
No,
obviously
well,
they're stuck there while Volta and Wolf are
yeah.
stuck in UK.
I was going to say I don't really know what's happening with them because they're on full fat, and obviously Wolf and Volta are on semi-skimmed NXT.
Skimmed. Strange. Yeah,
It is, isn't it? Like, I like NXT UK, but
yeah, it's just not the
like,
same.
it don't feel anywhere near as important.
I can I just congratulate Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, who I didn't know were a couple, on the birthday of their first trial of baby girl named Rue. Wishes to them. Congrats to Becky. And
Yeah,
it's very, very good to tell them that as soon as Becky's had a kid, guess who's training again? Bloody Ronda. I mean, it's going to be a while before we see
is
Becky.
she?
Yeah.
I was just going to make the joke of Becky Lynch winning the Rumble 21 confirmed.
In fairness, we've seen Stranger Things.
Oh no, I don't know. I've got no idea. What would be the time frame? Mania?
It depends how
4 months? SummerSlam?
she was working out when she was pregnant, so I'm pretty confident she could probably, if she put a
I
mind
don't
to
know.
it, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
There's
5
no,
weeks.
there's no rush, obviously, and obviously if Ronda's coming back and Charlotte's coming back,
No
not
need
that
for
that can dictate when a woman who's just given birth should return to wrestling, but you know, like you get one.
Yeah. You had Pat McAfee says party message for the UAE. Nice little Pat McAfee promo. He's very natural at it.
He is, but he says the same things every time, and he goes on too long. I don't like Pat McAfee.
He does, but I like it because I feel like it fits his gimmick of narcissistic heel who only cares about himself. So he just says the same things over again, but he thinks he's this new preacher who's saying all this new stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about Pat McAfee because I know I'm very much in the minority, and I don't want to just shit on his work.
We had the War Games Advantage ladder match, Shotzi Blackheart versus Raquel Gonzalez, and again another really good TV match. Blackheart looks like Raquel Gonzalez looks like she's going to win. Everyone's decimated on the outside. Who obviously the final woman hadn't been confirmed. Who jumps from the ropes and lands on Raquel Gonzalez back as she climbed the ladder? It's Io Shirai, the genius of the sky. She was the fourth member of the team. She gets on the back of Gonzalez, eventually pulls her down, then throws her over the rope, jumps over the top, and then Shotzi climbs back in while everyone's laid out and gets the advantage for her team, which meant she would be in the first woman in. They get first dibs. And yeah, another really good TV match. It's one thing that we've got to praise NXT for. Their women's division is class.
It is, but don't you think it is absolutely insane that people? No, this is no slight on either of these, on Raquel or Shotzi, by the way. But don't you think it's insane that about 500,000 people chose to watch that instead of Moxley versus O'Neill?
No, I really,
Do you
I
know?
really, I had them both up. So no, I had NXT up because NXT is so much more easily accessible in the UK.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, all right, fair enough. That's because it's the opposite for me. Because for me, NXT is hard to access and AEW is easy.
Exactly. Like for me,
So,
AEW,
yeah, fair enough.
NXT is literally just load of BT and I'm done. Whereas with AEW, I have to find other ways and means.
Yeah,
Uh,
fair. Yeah, I haven't thought about that.
yeah. But we'll move on to War Games because might as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take the opening match whilst I take my first quick break.
Because it's a woman and he hates women wrestlers.
Yes, that's it.
That is why. Show up another with Team Candice versus Team Shotzi. What was a lovely match. So, Dakota Kai enters first. Shotzi team made their entrance on a tank. Well, Shotzi comes out, they all stand on a tank. Really cool shot. Ember Moon goes in. Then it was Blackheart. Then it was Raquel Gonzalez. Then it was Rhea Ripley. Then it was Toni Storm. Then it was Io Shirai, but one thing the team did well was they just stopped Shirai from entering the match. And Raquel Gonzalez just held the door shut time, kept on attacking. Shirai should putting stuff in the cage. That basically gave enough time for Candice to come out, who would then still attack Shirai. As Candice has just made her way into the ring, she's stopping Io, so Io just climbs the top of the cage. And then got to the top of the cage. Everyone was battling inside. Just gets a trash can, puts it on top of herself, and just yeets herself off the cage with a trash can. The image is incredible.
Not
Balls
gonna
of
lie.
Io.
Not gonna lie. I skimmed through War Games. I
Wow.
had it on in the background.
Lovely spot from Io. Then the typical war game stuff, just chairs, just everything you get in a war games match. Dakota Kai put Shirai garbage can, a double stomp from the top rope. You had was it Shotzi off the top rope with a chair onto Candice LeRae, who was on a pile of chairs and on a chair.
And that what
Um,
broke her arm?
it looked like it because as soon as she rolled over and grabbed it, she still kept on wrestling though. Fair play to her. Ember Moon hit an eclipse on Dakota Kai when she was on a chair. Looks incredible. And then sort of the finish, Shirai and Gonzalez are in the middle. There's a table set up, and Gonzalez just picks Shirai up nearly with one hand. It looks like manages to get her in position, and boom, power bomb through the middle of the table in between the two rings. 1, 2, 3. Candice's team picks up the win. Most importantly, Raquel Gonzalez pins the women's champion.
Yeah,
Incredible.
that was the bit I picked up on.
Yeah,
Raquel Gonzalez. Is she going to be heel, or do you think she's going to the main roster? Rhea Ripley's surely on main now.
I think Rhea's up to main soon. I think. I don't know when. Maybe January, like the New Year's episode.
Yeah, I think I'd like Raquel Gonzalez to be heel.
Yeah,
and then just move Io up.
I'm all for that. I really am.
Yeah. People spend too long in NXT for me. I know it's the glory years, and I know Io Shirai's not been there particularly long. But the longer one person holds the belt, I kind of feel like it flattens out everyone else in the division. Especially because Asuka and Shayna Baszler had such long reigns.
And now they've actually got depth in the women's division that they can do it.
That's the thing, because it is so deep. I feel like it harms it to just have the same person on top all the time. So,
but welcome to Raquel Gonzalez, star in them. She's not a star, but she's just come out of nowhere, really. If you think about it, in terms of
she went on TV a year ago.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think when she does go, Vince will like her. She's big, she's strong, she's easily bookable.
She only came on the scene on it were NXT Takeover February or whatever it was called. You know, where she came out and saved Dakota Kai.
Yeah. All for it.
So not even a year.
And then sort of, I'm going to say change of pace, but it's not really. When Tommaso Ciampa defeated Timothy Thatcher, Thatcher just attacked Ciampa's neck and the throat and typical Thatcher stuff. Ciampa came back, injured Thatcher's ribs. Then just Thatcher's ear got ripped up and was just completely bloody. Looked absolutely awful. The finish hit the Willow's bell, so Thatcher's ears was all some reason, all of their ears were both just ripped up. Both of these wrestlers, a lot of ear targeting apparently. Ciampa hits the Kansas guillotine into a Willow's bell, 3 count, and then after the match, they just glared at each other. It wasn't like a thing of where one man just leaves valiantly. They stared at each other as they went to an ad break or whatever. Again, really like this match.
Yeah, fair enough. Probably the right result. Tommaso Ciampa, come on down. Surely main roster.
No, he's not being called. I don't think he wants to be called up. That's why he's picked up the win here.
You think? Oh yeah, I guess he'd have put him over on the way out, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good match, but character-wise, Ciampa feels dead in the water, which is a shame.
The win would have made more sense to Thatcher just because he could do with a win, but I'm not going to complain.
No, I think he could deal with a win because it doesn't feel right that he's teaching his students and then he loses all his big matches.
True, very true. I suppose that what makes him a dick. Dexter Lumis defeated Cameron Grimes in a strap match. Cameron Grimes is amazing. That's just how I open it with. Have you seen the promo that they did for War Games where all the wrestlers were saying it? And so you had like Gargano, Candice just taking the piss out of Gargano was saying War Games. We were going, wow. But it was just Cameron Grimes going, wow, we're going to the moon, baby.
Yeah, I think I did see it. I think I have.
Well,
yeah, he's good. He's good at it.
Yeah. Basically, before the match started, Cameron Grimes had his own strap. It went to go put it on Loomis. Grimes just kept on attacking him, and then eventually got back in the ring, and Loomis put the strap on himself, and they started fighting Cameron Grimes. Just back out of the ring action. Loomis threw Grimes, got him such height, hit the poly barrier. In the crowd, looked lovely. Loomis just didn't stop. It's basically just Grimes was being beat up, had a little bit of offense, then Loomis would just do something stupid and he'd get the win.
Yeah.
Basically, after this just awful brawl with a steel chair, Loomis tied with Grimes' legs, pulled him off his feet to drop him first onto the chair before putting him in the silence to force him to tap out. One thing I loved, puts him in the silence, Grimes is out, and then just starts stroking his head and then throws him to the floor.
Yeah, good character stuff.
Yeah, it's one of the best things.
Loomis still feels a little bit like he needs a bit more character depth,
which is fine. Keeps him on
yeah.
NXT longer.
Yeah, Cameron Grimes can take losses and come back from them for fun. You know, he don't really need to win.
Yeah, exactly. He's a dirty heel. The next matchup was Johnny Gargano defeated Liam Ruff and Damien Priest to become the new NXT North American champion. Again,
I think this was my match of the night.
Yeah, I think so. Both three wrestlers giving it. Liam Ruff didn't feel out of place, which was my worry going into it. At first, I thought, okay, it's just going to be a Grimes pre-singles match with Ruff in and around. But when he was first in the match thing, when he got took out, fair enough. I wasn't a fan of that. But when he comes back, he felt like he should belong in it. Because it was more at the start, Ruff just trying to prove to these two guys that, why are you not taking me seriously? I can wrestle. I am capable of doing that. And well, yeah, and that's what proved him. He really stepped up to them. It led to Priest putting him through the barricade. So the match would turn into a one-on-one Priest and Gargano. You think, okay, this is probably where the finish will come. Ruff ends up coming back out after Gargano and Priest just absolutely spank each other up. Ruff comes out to sort of interject himself in the match. Gargano looks Priest up in the ropes because obviously the War Games ring, lovely. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of ghost faces silence appear and just start attacking Priest. Priest takes down three of them, but another three appear. It takes out them, and then one final one appears, hits him with what's it called, a pipe, metal pipe, knocks Priest out. Priest is out of the match. As Liam Ruff is a bit distracted, Gargano hits the one final beat. Pickens Liam Ruff. I think, oh, great. Okay, great. When they're leaving on the ramp, the ghost man pulls him. That's his Austin Theory. And he had to cut. He just goes to camera. It was me, Austin. It was me, Austin, all along.
I know you're not going to believe this, and fair enough. And I never went on record saying it. But if you were to ask me who is Johnny Gargano's ghost face, I would have said Austin Theory.
I would have not said because I didn't have a clue. Like, I'll be honest.
Because I didn't see any other way of bringing him back to TV, and B, do you remember when he had that match with Gargano and it went like 20 minutes? It were a right match, and then Gargano sort of like gave him the respect thing afterwards.
True. That's very true.
That's what was in my mind the whole time. So it was me, Austin. It was me all along. I really like Austin Theory.
He's great.
Hopefully he turns on Gargano eventually and gets a big win over him, and then that's his star-making performance. But 2020, he's been everyone's sort of lackey.
He's going to be a lackey again. But you've seen how well it's worked for Indy Hartwell with Candice. So I've got an Indy Hartwell side I really like. By the way, she got involved in the War Games match. But yeah, I think it might work. It'll work wonders for Austin Theory, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, this was good. That was my favourite bit of the show.
Also, they did get all the Retribution members as well. See, very clearly, they had the Retribution members ready. Like, you know, the extras. I thought, yeah, just put them Ghostman, Mask, we'll use them in Gargano as well.
It's a bit weird that we're still doing the Ghost stuff in December. But sure.
I suppose it fit in for when he debuted, and I'm glad they unmasked him. So can't fault it. I'd like if Gargano had these people, but they just showed up in, like, when it's December, show up in Christmas outfit. When it's January, they show up in a firework outfit. You know what I mean? They just show up for the month.
If it was a lower mid-carder, yes.
No, Gargano.
If it wasn't, if it's Johnny Gargano, no.
We'll move
I get
on
the
to
idea, though.
Yeah, we'll move on to the main event though. The Undisputed Era defeated Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. Yeah, this was really good. Just like
It
yeah,
was. I can't remember many of the spots. I'll just let you take through it. I just remember the
well,
cricket bats, and then Wade Barrett was talking about Freddie Flintoff. That's all I remember.
for me, some of the best matches is if you can't remember any of the spots, but you just know it, you remember it as a great match. For me, that sometimes goes like it was a good match, but I can't remember everything because a lot happened. I'll just read through the thing. Obviously, everyone came in, so it started with O'Reilly versus Dunn, then Oney Lorcan versus O'Reilly. Uh, Oney Lorcan joins in, then Fish joins in. Danny Burch comes in and just hits him with cricket bats. I had a conversation of how easy would it be to obtain a cricket bat in America. I was told probably easy. You just go to a big sports shop. And I thought, strange. Roderick Strong comes in. McAfee comes in, just throws steel chairs, brings the tables in with all the era's name in, as the coghill does. He sets them up. Then what's called put Strong on Strong's table. Lorcan and Birch hold him. McAfee gets up and hits a lovely moonsault. Looks amazing. Just gets the right flow.
It reached first move, wasn't it? Since he came in. Yeah. It depends what you want. Pat McAfee. I don't know.
He just floats.
There's something missing, which is strange because to say he's a newcomer to wrestling, like he's exceptional.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't seem right. He's just gone straight in at the top of the card.
Yeah, I kind of said, "Oh, this is my first time watching the wrestling corner." That's fine. Did the Undertaker retire? Well, yeah, we think so. I think we think he
depends what you want to believe.
Go to the wrestling corner episode 42.
Yeah, right. So WWE would have you believe that yes, the Undertaker did retire. However, when the WWE are allowed to go back to Saudi Arabia,
money talks.
Money might be tempting. That's all I'm saying.
It's the equivalent of when a footballer goes to play for China. They think they're past it, but they think I could get an extra bit of extra money. Adam Cole comes into the match, just sprays them all with a fire extinguisher. Love a fire extinguisher spot. Then in the match, McAfee just didn't do anything. Sound watched as Lorcan, Birch, and done the people who are paying do all the work. Cole fought back. Him and McAfee are now battling one ring. McAfee gets him in a figure four. Then Cole reverses the Era reverse it on the three other members of Pat's crew. As Pat's about to tap out, his mates break away and break the sort of pin. Then the Undisputed Era plays Dunn, Birch, and Lorcan between the ropes and the steel. McAfee was then on a 4-on-1, so looked like a lost boy. Gave McAfee McAfee's side a bit of time to just take a breather, you know. What's it called? Set up the brawl on the side of the cage. Ended up with Cole hitting a net breaker on Dunn. Strong hitting a superplex on McAfee. Looked lovely. And then all of a sudden, they all started doing the typical big sprawl brawl. You know that people sprawl. People, something's going to happen. Boom, McAfee off the top of the cage. Just somersault off the top of the cage. Looked lovely again.
No one based him. He just went straight through them.
It was a horrible spot because you just see him jump. You think, people are going to catch him, and then you just hear the thunk.
Everyone just split.
I mean, they checked him. One thing I do love is continuity. So I tuned into McAfee's NFL, his talk show after
wearing
a neck brace.
Yeah,
I quite liked it.
Fair, particularly because it'll be on a show with loads of people who'll be being like, "Oh, why is he wearing the neck brace? Wrestling's stupid."
Exactly.
Wrestling's dumb.
But it's like that. O'Reilly Dunn, then Kyle O'Reilly's class in it.
Yeah,
it's just I love him.
They're all really good. It's a really good show. I'm not feeling NXT at the minute. I'll come back around to it.
Yeah.
It's just this is what wrestling should be. To be honest, it shouldn't be everyone watches Raw and SmackDown. There should be various promotions that you pick and choose what you like.
That's the thing, and I think that's the one lucky thing is luckily There are so many to choose from now. So I'm a very big fan of NXT and the SmackDown. And even Raw, 'cause I like my sports entertainment. I like my shitty, like reality TV segments.
Yeah,
So
whereas yeah, not so much.
I know we'll give Impact it.
Sometimes, yeah, it depends how it's done. I'm going to say I can't say I'm here for the sports-based stuff, and then my favourite wrestler is Johnny Swinger.
Yeah. The match looked one for Cole. McAfee hits him with a low blow. You think, okay, well, McAfee could be winning here. And then Fish tackles Birch through a table. I think it's the Fish table as well. Because I was watching, I went back and watched the live stream, someone reacting to it. And it was just saying, oh, Fish is the only one that's not gone through his table. It's surely going to mean something. Don't mean out. Cole hits McAfee with a super kick as McAfee jumped off the top rope. Hits the Panama Sunrise. I think it's over. Boom. McAfee kicks out of that. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
And
that's the bit that lost me slightly. Pat
Yeah.
McAfee, newcomer a wrestler kicking out of a Panama Sunrise. Come on.
I liked it. It bit me in. I was like, oh, it's over here. When he kicks out, fucking hell. And then that ending sequence of locking Pete Dunne hitting the bitter end, Strong hitting his I can't remember what it's called, the lumbar check, basically. Gets such high. Bitter end. No, that's Pete Dunne.
Wait, what were we on about? Only Lawson?
No, Roddy Strong.
Oh, he's
It's like a lumbar check.
It's something about heartbreak, isn't it? End of heartache or something.
End of heartache, maybe. He hits that. Logan and Birch hit their finisher. Kyle O'Reilly hits their finisher, and then O'Reilly gets the top rope. Jumps off the top rope onto a steel chair, drove the steel chair to the face of Larkin for the 3 count. I think the pinfall to win it was a bit dead, but I think it makes sense with the sequence of events.
Yeah. It wasn't the flashiest move to win it, but I liked it because if you've got a steel chair on your face and someone's gonna drop their knee on it from the second rope, yeah, it probably would keep you down for a 3 count.
And then especially after being hit by the tag team finisher as well. Like the ending sequence was like, okay, this is the end. Boom, move. Big move to end it.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like such an old timer here, but I'm glad it wasn't ended by 720 splash, 3 Canadian destroyers.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm happy it was just a simple knee.
It was a war game.
Yeah.
But that was War Games. Really loved it. My favorite show, one of my favorite shows of the year.
I'm gonna do Impact before AEW because I feel like it'd be weird to do AEW, talk about Impact at the end of it, and then go back to last week's Impact.
Yeah, come on. Let's go. Okay. We'll move over to Impact now.
Impact Wrestling. Oh, what was? It was a pretty nondescript show, to be honest. Motor City Machine Guns versus Triple XL. Motor City Machine Guns won. Cool. Fine enough tag match to open it up. Then we had the second round. No, the second match. Second match in the the third match in the Impact Knockout tag tournament. So this was Jordan Grace and Jazz versus Killer Kelly and Renee Michelle, and Jordan Grace and Jazz got the win because Renee Michelle and Killer Kelly aren't really a team.
Yeah,
I don't know who Jazz is. Don't know.
Jazz is WCW skinhead. I think she went AEW as well. I think she did a match on there.
Right. Well, yeah, she's obviously got name value because the presenting are like that. Next up, we had Cody Deaner versus Johnny Swinger.
For God's sake.
So, do you remember last week when I said whenever Eric Young and Joe Doring come out, it's always to interrupt a match between 2 jobbers?
Yeah. It happened again.
It was the Swing Man.
Oh, not the Swing Man.
Frustrated and focused, Cody Deaner took the fight to Swinger, and they were less than a minute in, and then Eric Young and his big boy come down to the ring. Lay out Cousin Jake at ringside, obliterate Cody Deaner. Swinger thinks that they're on his side, goes for a high five, and then Joe Doring just it's like a double-handed choke slam type thing.
Oh.
Just lays out the Swingman.
Poor Swingman, he didn't deserve that.
Eric Young says, the disease has taken over, but we will win. We will prevail. The quicker you learn to heed my warnings, this world doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us. And Josh Matthews is there saying you are looking into the eyes of a madman. They feel like a big deal.
What's
don't
what you
know
want
what
to do?
I don't know what they're going to do with them, but they feel really serious. Tasha and then Tasha Steeles and Kira Hogan are backstage just chatting, and then Swingman walks into shot. Says, "Have they ever heard of the Swingman 2-for-1 special?" Tasha Steeles asks, "Whose uncle is this?" And then they basically just like run him down and then like walk away from him. They say no to the 2-for-1 special. And then Swingman's left, like he looks baffled that they've turned it down, and then says, "Why all the heat, Daddy?"
Why could you deny the swing, man?
So it wasn't a good night for Swinger, unfortunately. But he picked up a win over Suicide on Explosion because yes, I do watch Explosion. James Mitchell pays off the Devil's deal. I don't remember this.
Is that Father James Mitchell?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this is basically like the Knockouts title stuff. So Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly are trying to get James Mitchell to revert Sue Young back to being Susie, because obviously Sue Young's like terrifying. So basically, yeah. So they go to the ring. They say that if Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly go to the ring, then they think that Sue Young will follow. So that's what they do. Sue Young comes out. Then Father James Mitchell appears with his creepy music and stuff. And he says, "You have been nothing but trouble, a thorn in my side for too long. And tonight you will pay for your sins." Ominous music is played over the PA system. And there's about 20 bridesmaids make their way down to the ramp.
Oh.
So it's like Johnny Gargano's Scream Faces, but there's 20.
Yeah.
So they're all scary bridesmaids. They've stalked to the ring, they've surrounded it, and they've surrounded Sue Young. Deonna Purrazzo jumps her, but then Sue Young drops her with a headbutt. Purrazzo chokes her out, hits her finisher, and then all the bridesmaids get the body of Sue Young and just grab her and just drag her to the back.
Fair play.
Sure.
Like Joey Ryan thingy. I mean, we don't like Joey Ryan, but it was like what was it? Full Game? No, All Out. With you know what I meant with the cocks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Druid. Yeah.
I
never watched that show. I really want to watch it, but it's £30 on Fight. Not a chance I'm paying that.
Yeah, it's a lot. It was a good match.
Yeah, look, it's wacky Impact stuff, but I enjoy it. It's all about what floats your boat, really. Sure, if it was in NXT, would I probably wouldn't rave as highly, but then again, they'd probably do it differently. So
yeah,
I don't want to be that person who says, "Well, if WWE did it," because there's been enough of that this week with Sting. X Division title match: Crazy Steve versus Rohit Raju. I've come to the conclusion that Rohit Raju might have one of the most underrated teams in all of wrestling today. It's a banger. Rohit Raju got the win. I think it was just another roll
up. Yeah.
Oh, so he countered a sunset flip and then just like kneeled down on him and grabbed the ropes for leverage. So it was a sneaky win.
Yeah.
He keeps doing it every single week.
He's a dirty win.
Yeah, pretty much. TJP comforts Crazy Steve after his loss. And then Brian Myers just came and insulted him. And now it's TJP versus Brian Myers. Sure.
Simple booking.
And then the main event, Willie Mack versus Chris Bay. This was awesome. So Chris Bay is going after the world title.
Okay.
So he faced Rich Swann's best friend, Willie Mack, in the main event. Perfect. So they gave it 15, 20 minutes or so. And then eventually, so yeah, Willie Mack sort of was on top towards the end, hit a stunner and got the win, which I was a bit confused about. But as he celebrated the hard fought victory, Willie Mack fell prey to the spear from Moose, who attacked out of nowhere.
Moose. Oh,
Rich Swann made the save and sort of made Moose bail, and then Chris Bay hit a springboard cutter on Rich Swann and closed out the show for the win. So Willie Mack won the main event, but Chris Bay was standing tall.
Yeah.
So basically, you've got Rich Swann's the champ. Moose is going for Rich Swann, but Chris Bay is also going for Rich Swann. So what they're doing is this Saturday at Final Resolution, it's Rich Swann versus Chris Bay.
Oh, it's a pay-per-view
for the title.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this Sunday. And then I would. It's an Impact special, so they'd like B-level shows. Then I would imagine. I would imagine that the winner of that will then face Moose at Hard to Kill, which is their January proper pay-per-view.
Like, yeah, okay. Well, okay.
So it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. What are you going to say?
I'm looking forward to Impact. Do you want to do AEW now?
Yeah, I was just going to do the little analysis bit at the end of this. It says here, if you'd have mentioned at the beginning of 2020 that Impact Wrestling would end the year with Rich Swann, Chris Bay, Willie Mack and Moose in the world title picture, you'd have been surprised. But that's exactly where the company is, though, and it's incredibly refreshing.
Dennis, if you think about it, if you're a young African American, do you remember when Kofi won it and the amount of praise saying what it'll do for young children? It's the same with Impact if you genuinely think about it. You have 4 African Americans there who are competing for a world title. Like, that wouldn't have happened 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Good to see.
Yeah, it said later on in the analysis stuff like it's 4 wrestlers regardless of, just where they've come from or the background. They're all in the main event team. It feels like anyone can really get to the top.
Yeah. Would you want your show to be?
Currently, there are only 3 matches for Final Resolution. More will get added probably tonight because it's the go home show. Obviously, Rich Swann versus Chris Bay for the Impact title. Ethan Page versus Carl Alexander. Carl Alexander. Carl Anderson.
Well, you got confused. I was like, does he mean Josh Alexander? I won't question him just in case.
No, I meant Ethan Page versus Carl Anderson. I did it again.
Carl Anderson,
right, you know what I mean?
Brother.
If Ethan Page wins, the North get a future Impact World title match.
Right, okay.
So, and Jessica Havoc and Nevaeh versus the Sea Stars.
Who are?
Sure. The Sea Stars. They lost in the first round of the Impact Knockout tournament.
Okay, right.
The gimmick is that they're from under the sea.
Oh,
I'm yet to see more of it.
I thought you meant like C-list celebrity.
No, the Sea Stars. They are from the ocean.
Okay.
It's Shaw.
That's the Impact we know and love.
I'll come round to them, I'm sure. It'll just take me a while. But right, for the real show of the week, arguably the best episode of TV wrestling I have ever seen. Maybe
AEW, really?
This show was spectacular.
Let me load it up so I can go along with you. But I mean, by the way, Shaq's announced for next week as well.
Yeah, I have seen Shaq on Impact. I love this company.
Okay,
Words cannot even.
I've loaded up.
I'm such a mark.
So there's stuff I haven't seen, but okay.
Right, so Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. So it's all the mid-carders. Obviously, MJF's defending it. Other noticeable things were Matt Hardy eliminated Isaiah Cassidy.
Yeah.
How was that? Hangman Page was helping the Dark Order, and they were sort of getting on well.
Yeah, Hangman Page were thrown over and then caught by the Dark Order.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically, Wardlow was just protecting MJF and Sammy for the entire thing.
As he does.
Until it got down to the final few, where I think it was like MJF, Wardlow, Sammy Guevara, Orange Cassidy, and Jungle Boy. That was it. So the united front of the Inner Circle, they got rid of Miro, and then they set the sights on Jungle Boy. And then while Sammy Guevara was caught up with Jungle Boy, MJF just shoved them both out. So yeah, that was quite nice. But then Wardlow warns MJF that Orange Cassidy was never eliminated. They did. They pulled the what is it? The Miz from Survivor Series kickoff. That classic battle royal trait, he was never actually eliminated. Orange hit both of them with orange punches. Got rid of Wardlow. So then it is Orange Cassidy versus MJF next week for the Diamond Ring. I would have been fascinated to have known, because obviously in kayfabe the plan was to have MJF versus Wardlow.
Yeah.
Would MJF just expect Wardlow to lay down for him?
Probably.
And would Wardlow do it?
Probably. I don't know. That's the thing. When do they pull the trigger on Wardlow and MJF? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. They don't need to do it anytime soon.
Because the Inner Circle stuff is upper echelon.
So, Yeah, are a good opening. We love a fun battle royal. Frankie Kazarian versus Chris Jericho. This was slightly random.
Yeah,
On
I know it was set up last week, I think, but yeah.
Yeah, Jericho got the win. But then the inner circle drama continues. And there's an ultimatum for next week's show. So next week, or this week, they decide whether the inner circle split up for good. It's really hard trying to talk and read.
Because when the match was happening, MJF had a towel and he was going to throw it in. Sammy Guevara runs out and said, no, you're doing it. And then Jericho catches Guevara with the white towel. Goes, well, you're going to throw it in? He goes, no, it's MJF. Nice little things. Typical things where if they just watch the show, they'll know what happened because it's wrestling. They don't watch their own show.
Then we had Britt Baker versus Layla Hirsch. Layla Hirsch is tiny.
Oh, she's
like a pit bull, like a terrier. Like she's legit Layla Hirsch. Everything she does looks really good.
She's really
and good. It probably works to her advantage that she's tiny.
It was when was she against, was it Thunder Rosa for the women's NWA women's belt? Where you think she could actually do it, but they showed a record. She was like 0-2, and it was like, oh,
yeah. But I've never noticed how small she is.
Yeah,
but yeah, they seem high on her. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put her on this show.
Oh no.
Britt Baker got the win. Needless to say.
Yeah.
And then there was a bit of a brawl with Thunder Rosa afterwards. Cool. Yeah. But now this is where the show gets going. Well, no, it don't where it gets going. But this last, all right, it wasn't the best 2 hours of TV wrestling ever. Okay. The last hour was.
I could give you that.
Looking back now, but then again, a show is only as good as its most memorable moments, and it don't really matter what happened on the rest of them. Do you know what I mean? As long as you've got those memorable, right? Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin versus Team Dares, Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. First of all, what a showcase match for Hobbs.
Will Hobbs is great, isn't he?
So,
and also, I'd never heard of him before, so if you can create a new character for me and make me like him, you've done a good job.
So I absolutely love all 4 of these guys at the moment. Even if Darby Allin doesn't feel quite as big as he should do as the TNT champ, but I'm sure they'll work on that. I'm sure.
Yeah, it still feels like Cody's a champ.
Obviously, the match was superb. It's not about the match that matters really. Darby Allin got the win. Hit Ricky Starks with a coffin drop for the win. After the match, Powerhouse Hobbs attacks Darby Allin. Then he attacks Arn Anderson. Then Dustin Rhodes comes down. And then Brian Cage comes down and starts attacking Dustin. Brian Cage, what a man. Team Dares stands tall, having beaten down all the baby faces. They tease him, Dustin, with the FTW Championship.
Stop it.
But then,
stop it. I feel like you're just going to start manifesting into Taz eventually.
Well, if I end up like Taz, Taz. I can't believe I didn't know who he was before AEW. I feel ashamed. But then, lights go out. Video package plays.
Snowing.
It is snowing, and it's Sting. I'm not. Do I do the Tony Schiavone?
Go on.
It's Sting. You know, his big call. I was quite happy with that.
It's Sting.
Yeah. It were a really, really good announce call. His music is really good. Oh, it's not the fact Sting's come back. Obviously Sting's a big deal. But if they were to just have brought him back in an underwhelming way, I wouldn't have cared. But with the snow, with full face paint, with the music, with the announcers, it felt really important. It felt huge. It felt monumental. He brings out the baseball bat, walks to the ring, looks at Arn Anderson, okay? Yeah. Looks at Cody, looks at Cody's childhood hero, Sting. And then makes his way over to Darby Allin. He sort of looks at Darby's painted face on one side and then looks at his non-painted face. And then they just stare off for about 20 seconds. And everyone says Darby Allin's like a young Sting. And he gives him like a nod of approval. And then they announce Sting signed to a multi-year deal. Mm-hmm. What more can you say?
So, I'm not a Sting fan. I'm not.
Look, my first impression of Sting was his crap WWE run.
Yeah.
I'm not that bothered about Sting. I wasn't until now.
And I don't really care about him now as well. But I love a good debut. And the debut was very good. And that's what I can give it. I won't tune into AW for Sting. Because
Okay.
I'm just not that interested in him. But
Fair enough.
I love a good debut. His debut was great.
If Tony, I've got no nostalgia of WCW, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I mean, I was born the year it went out of business. But Tony Schiavone screaming, "It's Sting," gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's like I felt nostalgic about something I didn't even have nostalgia for.
I think because we hear it so much, like when we've watched W programming stuff, we hear so much of the commentary from JR,
Yeah.
Vince, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, that it does stick in our heads. So when you hear it, it's like, oh, wow, that's who it is.
So yeah, this week on Dynamite, Sting, he's going to talk. I hope he don't have a match. I don't think he's going to wrestle at all. I don't know whether I want him to be Darby Allin's manager. I don't know whether Darby should have a manager. But whatever Sting does, it will be the right thing to do because AEW event I trust. Like at this point, it doesn't. Everything they do is just. They hit all the marks. Everyone feels important and relevant.
Yeah.
I love AEW. With a passion. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have some passion for it.
Oh well, Sting. That was the biggest part of the show. I guess we've got to sit through the main event now. Nothing.
Just an main event, weren't it?
Nothing will happen. Nothing beyond my wildest dreams. Right. So the thing is, though, right? I can't believe that because we had a lecture on Thursday, and I can't believe I haven't watched AW, and I didn't even know what had happened on AW when we went into that lecture. And me and you were in the same group, and I can't believe you just didn't say anything. I was like, no, I didn't want you to say anything, so it spoiled me.
Oh yeah.
But do you know what? Did it just not cross your mind?
What did we do on Thursday? Yeah,
We were doing them video presentations, but I'd have thought you just entered the group and gone AW Impact collaboration confirmed.
No, genuinely, just didn't. Thing is, I was waiting for the podcast to hear you talk about the AEW TNA stuff the Impact stuff because I was like, I'll save it for that. But I just completely forgot about the Sting stuff.
No, fair enough.
Good job though, because I didn't agree.
So, the Impact main event. Impact main event.
AEW
main event. You see, it'll be the Impact main event too. Don Callis joins the commentators because it's Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega and Don Callis are like best mates. Big fight feel. The match should go past 10 o'clock if it needs to. So that's good because it just feels like it's not going to go to a time limit. You know, if they have to go into overtime, then they will.
Yeah.
Just little things like that just make me feel good. I'm not gonna call the match because it went on for about. Did it go on for 40 minutes?
It was a long. I think 35. I think.
Yeah. So I'll pick it up from the bit where they're both teasing each other's finishers. Omega hits a ripcord V trigger, and they said it quite a few times. They were like, "It's a tribute. It's not a tribute, but this is what Kazuchika Okada does." You know, with the ripcord. Yeah. So they mentioned Okada a lot on this show. But then again, that's probably a step too far at this point.
I don't think because Tony Khan has been very open that he wants to work with as many wrestling companies as possible. Obviously, if Moxley's not at what's it called, Wrestle Kingdom, but
I won't put it past them.
Give it another year. Give them a year to iron out their Impact relationship. Next January, next December, in New Japan will be the next relationship there.
I sure hope so.
I think we'll have the AEW title defended 3 times a year. When COVID's not a thing anymore. We had the first vaccine today, which was very fun for the old people.
We did, yeah.
Sorry, just a news bulletin.
Matt Hancock crying live on TV. On the floor, Mox hits a paradigm shift. What?
Yeah, I don't know about Hancock. He's just a bit of a. I can't. Yeah.
I'll stick to the wrestling.
Politics.
Mox delivers a paradigm shift into the ringside heaters because were the heaters there because winter is coming?
Yes.
fantastic. The referees and Don Callis make the way to ringside. So Callis gets up on the apron, catches a big right hand from Mox, but he gets up, like with the microphone, and then somehow the microphone finds its way to Kenny Omega. I don't know how that happened.
So I was watching this bit live. So I was watching NXT and I was like, I turned on. I was like, you need to tune into AEW. I was like, okay, load up for genuine this bit. I saw Callis. I was like, his mic's not working. Is that even his mic's not working? And then I was like, it's fine, carry on.
Yeah. So, but then he gets its way to Omega, hits Moxley with it, gets a really good, sort of sound.
Yeah.
Cuts him open. I don't know whether that were a blade or hard way or what would they
Probably.
and then he just starts hitting him with like 3 V triggers, and they are 3 of the best V triggers I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. It's such a good move.
He's good. I mean, Buddy Murphy does it better.
I don't know. Buddy Murphy's are very good, but
nothing beats an Omega V trigger.
No, they're very close. They're very close. But if Buddy Murphy was doing it inside Daly's place, I'd probably say the same. So yeah, loads of V triggers. Shivani says, what's happened to the gentleman's agreement that Omega was insistent on before the match. Omega gets him up, one winged angel to get the win. So Kenny Omega's the new champ. Awesome. That's what I was expecting. It was the right thing to do. But then
I was going to say I'm not a fan of JR. JR made an incredible call. He just went, I think it's a setup, Tony. And from there, I was all for it. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I'm sure someone said we've been screwed, and then Shivani literally just said like BS. So Alice raises Omega's arm, and they sprint to the back, and they're like, why the hell are they why are they sprinting?
Yeah,
they go past Tony Khan, who's yelling at them. Love
Tony
it.
Khan just stood there going, "Oh, stop it there."
So then they run out of Daily Quest. There's a car waiting for them. Alex Marvez appears from out of nowhere. I love how that man is always there.
Can we have a camera on that spot and it's a show on YouTube for 3 hours of Alex Marvez in the car park ready to catch people? Because I feel like that's his only purpose in AEW as of now.
I really like Alex Marvez because at first he wasn't that good, but now he's really good. But he feels kind of hapless.
Yeah,
he's slotted in really well.
Yeah.
And honestly, the setup line that he gave was so cheesy, but it was teed up for him perfect. So Marvez goes, Don Callis, what are you doing? Callis, that's not Marvez. Callis says
Goofy was interviewing him.
Yeah, he was. He says you'll find out on Tuesday, and then Marvez with the goofiest line goes, huh? But Impact, but AEW Dynamite's on Wednesday. Ruling out the fact that it could have happened on Dark.
Yeah.
And then what's Callis go says next week you'll find out Tuesday Impact Wrestling.
You found out this on Impact Wrestling on Access TV.
Drive off. So absolute chaos. Impact Wrestling. What? They're taking the belt away. They've been screwed. Eddie Kingston comes on the mic and says, "I'm not done with you, Lance Archer."
That was the thing. I was watching it, and it goes. I think Tony just goes, Eddie Kingston's here.
It was like, why are we just? I mean, I loved it because it was just the chaotic nature of the show. But new world champ, the Impact Wrestling collaboration, and still somehow Eddie Kingston found his way onto the microphone to call out Lance Archer, and then the show just went off the air with nothing. I think
it must have been poor timing because they've released the footage of after the show.
No, I don't think it was poor timing because that would have been really underwhelming if that were the final bit. I think that was just chaotic nature of the show. Eddie Kingston really wants him, but we don't have time. It's just it doesn't feel perfectly. So WWE fit everything into their time limits perfectly. Why would wrestlers care just because the show's going off the air?
I would have liked it though if Thingy drove off, and this is when Kingston got an advantage because everyone's distracted with the Callis. Eddie Kingston goes, "I'm getting Archer," and that fits his character. You know what I mean? I would like that, but obviously, like you said, it makes sense.
This final 15 minutes was just
chaos.
It was chaos. There's no
The
other
thing-
way to describe it.
so
And it was
what happens with Moxley? Now,
perfectly organised chaos. And then, the final shot is just Moxley just looking disappointed. And I'm just.
look forward to Tuesday. Look forward to
I've said it all. Impact Wrestling this week is going to do the biggest numbers it has ever done. No, not ever done. In a long time.
I hope there's only 2 AEW segments. Genuinely.
Well, I think people are going to be really disappointed though, because I think people are expecting a Kenny Omega to come out in the Impact Zone and big 15-minute promo. That ain't what it's going to be. Impact have done all their tapings now until New Year. It's just going to be like a 3-minute pre-record.
I was hoping it was Kenny comes out and cuts a promo. Something happens, and later on it's Kenny just saying come them ushering someone. Maybe in the main event, it's in fairness, you said they've done all the filming, but he could have filmed with AEW. I was thinking maybe Kenny brings in the Young Bucks and attacks the Good Brothers or something in a tag team match. Oh, what's the main event of Impact next week? Have they announced it?
They have. I'm just trying to find it now.
Because if it's a tag team match, you have 2 AEWs and you have Kenny coming out explaining his actions, and then you little backstage where Kenny's ushering someone into the building. The main event, Young Bucks super kick them and go, okay, we're back, or something like that. But you run the AEW show as normal to try keep your views in, make sure that your views are not just coming in for the AEW stars, they're coming for you.
Yeah.
Have you managed
So
to find
I don't know whether Impact are going to do, whether they'll put Kenny Omega on first. Will they put him on last? I think they'll put him on last to make people stick around.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm a little slightly concerned about is I've seen on Twitter what Impact are advertising for this week, and it doesn't look particularly. I'd have thought, I'd think they'd go. I'd have thought they'd have gone with like a proper, just insane show to to get people watching. Like this is Impact.
That's the thing. I'm just going through the Twitter. You say tomorrow. It's a shocking.
I'm doing it now as well.
Shock the world. A bunch of wrestlers saying I'm looking forward to this. D'Lo Brown, Sami Callihan. Sam Callihan did Spice Blue went. I'm unsure what these two have planned tomorrow, but I'm absolutely sure of 2 things. Impact on Access is my show. If Kenny or Don Carlos get my way, I'll bash for theirs with the baseball. But at least he's thingy. The Impact roster are promoting it, which is nice.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still looking.
Still scrolling.
I can't find anything. But basically, it's not the most monumental show.
I'm about to say, yeah, we'll just wait and see.
Yeah, but this Impact Wrestling never been. It's not been this relevant for so long.
Yeah, that's
so long. What a show! AEW.
Wait and see.
You've got my full attention.
Exactly.
I am now going to go for a minute, and I'll let you have the joy of covering SmackDown.
Yeah. The thing is, we've gone for an hour, so it might just be a skim show for the rest of the WWE shows. KO challenges Roman Reigns for a Universal title match. Little lovely KO promo. He's very good at it. He's very good at the promos and stuff. And he just challenges Roman. Roman says he accepts, but that because he was a gentleman, he would no doubt he won't meet you in the ring because of Kayla's in the ring. Decision was out with a very insulting response from Owen, who called him a bitch. Natalia defeated Bayley. For God's sake, Blair gave a standing ovation and stuff. Fucking genuinely might be the stupidest result. Why? Why Natalia? Why has Natalia picked up a win? It doesn't make sense. Roman Leswith to Otis. In a beat-up segment, Otis looks dead and buried on the roster. Hopefully it could mean something for him. I hope it does. We had a Pat Patterson tribute match. Brian, Big E, and Rey Mysterio beating Zayn, Ziggler, and Nakamura. It was like a house show match at the end. What's it called? Then Brian beats Sami Zayn. And then after the contest, Zayn and Nakamura immediately get ejected from the ring. Ziggler's by himself. And they just hit the moves on him. Hit all the special moves. Ziggler sells it like a dream because he's Dolph Ziggler. Yep, perfect. Sasha Banks challenged Carmella to a personal match at WWE TLC. Again, another little promo. Carmella's really good at graphics on TV, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch the full show. Like, they cut loads of stuff out on the YouTube clips.
Yeah.
What was this graphic?
Not graphic, but she clapped her
Or
hands
did she clip
and
her fingers?
and it showed off. I'm like, how's she done that then?
Yeah.
How's she cut a feed that quick? But
They were a good
it's good.
promo, though.
Now for the heel versus face match, the face King Corbin versus the heel Murphy, because after last week. Um, and then they tried to rectify it. So Corbin comes out, and he said last week he said he'd have backup. He does it. Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake. Steve Cutler looks extremely young when he shaves his beard off and his hair.
On to others. The Forgotten Sons.
Exactly, they're back.
I like their theme.
I like that they've been given an opportunity when it wasn't their fault. I mean, Jackson Riker's getting another one, but it wasn't their fault they were off TV.
Yeah, no, but
I mean,
one of them's with the reigning King of the Ring on WWE's highest rated show. The other's with Elias on main event.
exactly. So I think we know who's winning, but it could be a nice little thing. I think Corbin. The people saying Corbin should drop it. I like it. Maybe keeps a king gimmick, but he says, "I need a protection. I'm the king. I need protection," and then that's how they work it in.
Yeah, just muscle. You don't really need to do much.
No,
Just be there. Well, anything's better than not being on TV.
exactly.
I'm optimistic for him.
Corbin
Yeah, that was good.
Murphy though.
SmackDown was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was. And then the main event, Kevin Owens and Otis defeated Roman Reigns and Jey Uso via disqualification. So it looked like it was going to be 2-on-1. But Reigns just did, because Reigns didn't appear, perhaps leaving Jey to face the consequences of his actions from earlier. But Reigns soon joined the action and unleashed a massive assault on Otis that left him unable to continue the match. Such a big Otis down, poor Otis. But it's Otis. Nevertheless, Owens.
Honestly, on the YouTube clip that they uploaded, there was not one sighting of Otis.
Yeah, you have to go on WWE.com for the exclusive.
He wasn't there.
I know. Poor Otis.
Oh.
Nevertheless, it was a 2-on-1 handicap match. Owens looked like he was going to get the win. Reigns entered the ring, put him in a guillotine for a disqualification. Then Reigns and Uso just absolutely double share assault and KO. Reigns turned his chair to his cousin. Well, basically what happened was they were both just beating him up with the chair, looked lovely. And then Reigns just hits Jey Uso with the chair, showing the consequences of what you do if you fail him. A SmackDown called Reigns stood alone, dominant, ready for TLC. I was confused what they were going for with this, really, because were they going for not a Reigns heel turn, because obviously it's a heel, but okay, Uso isn't with him anymore, is the thing of he will learn. If he ever does anything wrong, he will learn. I didn't know what they was going for with that.
Yeah, I'm looking now. I think it's definitely the match I'm most looking forward to.
It's
TLC.
this weekend, isn't it?
No, it's the weekend after.
Oh, it's on the weekend of the 19th. Oh, that's fine. Then I thought it was.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, not a chance on watching Final Resolution and TLC on back-to-back nights.
But again, SmackDown. We say SmackDown is a good show. The 2 hours really helps. I've realised because we'll come on to Raw in a sec. But God, Raw drags. If Raw was 2 hours, I think people wouldn't complain about sort of the shows and stuff. But because it is 3 hours, my God, doesn't it drag out?
Oh, yeah. I can't do it. I can't watch Raw anymore.
No. Same.
And it's so repetitive and it feels so stale.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Raw. But we'll move on to it. It's been going for nearly an hour and 10. The show. So I haven't watched the full show for once. I should do other things, but
Have you not?
no,
Shall I go for it?
yeah, if you want. Can I just talk about Eddie Garza first? His little segment. It was a network exclusive. He talks to the camera and he presents a rose to a mysterious amount. He goes, "Here you go. This is a rose," and a hand picks it off.
Yeah, see, I'm sure in the other ones there hasn't been a hand picking it off.
No, sir.
So people, right? Do you know what I've seen a couple of people say?
Oh no, go on.
He's giving it to Eva Marie.
I don't think I'm not even against it. You know,
these segments just make me laugh.
I
feel bad for Garza because he's free from injury now, but he's just not on TV. He's just
that's the thing. He is.
Yeah, I mean,
he's great.
he's a very Angel Garza's awesome, but his character at the moment is so one-dimensional. It is just
Mm-hmm.
he's just horny for whoever's watching.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It can't go much further.
I don't know why. I think he just needs to wrestle on the show. God.
Yeah, I mean, weirdly, it feels like they don't have time for him. How can you not have time for him on a 3-hour show?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unreal. Yeah, you're having. I know Drew and Sheamus are the main focal points, but when you've got them on the show permanently, I'm not a fan. No, they're like,
yeah. Do you want to start Raw?
yeah. We had Miz and Morrison in the Miz TV segment. Just mock Sheamus. McIntyre makes a save, sets up a match later on. Typical stuff. Asuka defeats Shayna. Shayna again. That's 3 times in a row she's lost.
Yes, it is. Not good. She's been on main roster less than a year. Oh.
She's good. Sorry, I realised Randy opened the show. My bad. A cool promo on Bray, who obviously had his Firefly Funhouse. Typical Funhouse stuff. He said he was playing a game show. I think something like play. Price is Right. There we go. We eventually got there, and I'm getting a bit bored of the Firefly Funhouses. I'll be honest. No
yeah, I mean, I said that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I sort of tried to defend it.
Yeah,
maybe it was a no Alexa, and I've been looking forward to the Alexa segments.
It does though, doesn't it? It does feel like a bit of a tired format.
Yeah, like I said, I think it needs a bit of a break. 2 weeks of no Firefly Funhouses. And you can finish the story. Randy gets a bit worried that there hasn't been there, and it's only been the Fiend. That maybe the Fiend has finally just took over, and then all of a sudden he appears after just have a bit of a break. Sometimes it's just good to have a break.
I mean, it's one of the most unique, different ways of presenting a character WWE have done in years, and it would be such a shame if they were to burn it out within 18 months of it debuting.
I know, but it's fucking yeah.
At least Slapjack got a Raw match.
I'm about to say, at least like Retribution could be this great heel stable. Ricochet, Dana Brooke defeated Slapjack and Reckoning. Yeah.
Look, it gets Ricochet doing something. I like Dana Brooke. I've always championed Dana Brooke. I think she's good.
I'm not a fan of it. No.
Okay.
But I can understand. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't. I'm not saying that I think she's got these insane matches capable of it. I just think she's been underutilized. I think the main reason is why I'm in favour of people like Dana Brooke is because she's not doing anything. Whereas I don't get enthusiastic about people on NXT because they're in the main event slot. You know, they are where they're meant to be.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know, in a women's division lacking so much depth, I feel like Dana Brooke could be doing a lot more. But it got her on TV. Retribution are just
unreal. Yes, correct.
Where are they going with this?
Who knows, Simon? Who fucking knows?
Do you think this time next year? Do you think there'll be a thing? Do you think there'll be a thing by WrestleMania?
No.
No, you think they'll be done?
The way it's going, I really don't.
Do you think they'll created and disbanded within a year? How long has they been a thing for now? Is it 5 months?
5 months. 6.
July, August. Yeah.
It's just sad, isn't it?
Yikes.
That's just the thing. They should have been.
They've got Donovan Dijak, Dominic Dijakovic, Chris Dijak, and they've called him T-Bar and making him wear that mask. That is insane. Think about the matches this man had with Keith Lee.
That's the thing.
It's actually ridiculous.
Incredible. 205. His 205 run, amazing. Even his valiant babyface SmackDown, great. Mia Yim, she wasn't doing much. Fair enough. Shane Thorne, he wasn't doing much, but he was going to be with MVP with Brendan Vink. Fine, fair enough.
Bring back Tony Modern.
Exactly. Who else you've got? I don't even know who the other members are. Dio Madden.
Mercedes Martinez, and then she sacked it off.
Dio Madden weren't
it's
doing
like, at least like Ali is himself. He is Ali. Dijak is T-Bar.
Fucking
He's gone bald.
One thing that's good about it is their Twitter game.
It would be good if it was character consistent.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not gonna like. I've grown tired of the Twitter stuff. Although I do find it quite funny when Alvarez tweets the ratings and then T-Bar says retribution 1.8 mil,
It was
and
when
people always bite. It's so funny.
it's when Tony Khan tweeted out and went, T-Bar got all of them viewers.
Did he reply to Tony Khan?
He
I don't
replied to
remember
Tony
that.
Khan, I'm pretty confident.
What? Yeah. See, it's good as well. They know how crap it is.
Yeah. Kofi defeats Shelton, and then Cedric defeats Kofi. So Cedric on a nice little win streak. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Cedric's got an opportunity.
Yeah, that is a positive. They are just in a bit of a vortex though that they can't face. I feel like they've been facing off with each other for 4 weeks now.
Yeah. Well, they have.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Raw Tag Team division is dead. AJ Styles, The Miz, and John Morrison defeated Drew McIntyre, Sheamus in a 3-on-2 handicap match. AJ high fives his big mate after pinning Sheamus.
Big Ninja.
Yeah, Big Ninja. Lashley defeats Jeff Hardy.
He did.
It's alright, because Hardy's a bit injured from the Symphony Destruction match. We can let him off.
Yeah, well, just Jeff Hardy's just floating. He's just there. I think he's AW bound when his contract goes. Yeah.
Riddle had bro nuts. That made me chuckle.
Did it?
Yeah.
Really?
It's awful.
Oh god, I groaned.
But I looked and I went bro nuts.
This is Matt Riddle. Look at what this man was doing in NXT, and now
this man was doing on the Indies.
And maybe I am being extra negative because on SmackDown he was doing no. He's gone over to Raw, and now he's a featured player on TV every week. But bro nuts.
It made me chuckle.
I know
it's not supposed to, but
it makes you want to turn it off for me.
Yeah.
It's the kind of comedy that makes you sit and wonder, God, am I really 19 years of age and still watching this nonsense?
Exactly. I'm 21 in 2 weeks. Am I going to be still laughing at bro nuts? I'm definitely still laughing at bro nuts.
Right, I did get a laugh out of it at one point. I think it was when he'd offered them to Jeff Hardy, and he said "broetry in motion" or something. But it was a little laugh, and then I basically like I had to talk myself into going, no, that's not funny. Why are you laughing at that?
It was when he was backstage talking to Ricochet and Dana Brooke. Just going, just bronus, bro.
He's delivering. He's a 10 out of 10.
He's great.
But the material is dire.
He's making it better than it is. Yeah. And then the main event, it was Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Bray was great in this. It was a little thing of Randy's beating him up and stuff, and he managed to get advantage. He rolls out of the ring, and he just goes to him going, "Everything is swell." I was like, ah.
Yeah.
I like the Firefly Funhouse Bray. I do feel sorry for him. It was more what happened at the end of the match. So Orton sets Bray up, hits him with an arcade. The lights start shuttering down. You think, okay, Bray's in the ring. That's a bit strange. Orton hits the RKO, goes black, cuts back to Orton.
Yeah.
Guess what? He's laid on top of the Fiend. He sits up, he's confused. Boom, mandible claw. Show goes off. All for that.
Yeah, I at first I didn't like this because I thought in kayfabe. Oh, hang on, I'm just on the background. I've got the latest Impact Explosion, and it's Suicide versus Swing, and I think Suicide's just going to get the win. My attentions are elsewhere. I didn't like this at first because I thought in kayfabe, like it's Bray Wyatt flickering with the light switch. So then I was like, why have the lights gone out whilst he's in the ring? But then because it was so well timed and the visuals done, Swinger's taking the L. Because it was so well done and really well shot, which is rare for WWE. I did quite like it.
Yeah. Have you seen what the Thunderdome's going to look like?
No, but was this their last show in the Amway Centre?
Yeah, they're over to Tampa.
Okay, cool. Have you watched WWE 24, Keith Lee?
No, I've got a bunch of documentaries stacked up to watch when I'm back home, so I don't get bored. I've got Liv's, I've got Keith's. Because I saw the interaction between Keith and Vince, which I really liked.
I didn't watch Liv's.
But Liv's looks very interesting.
Yeah, I might watch it, but yeah, it'll come as no surprise to you. But it was really good, as all pretty much all WWE documentaries are. I'm trying to find what happened on Main Event, apart from the Jackson Riker Elias thing. But I can't find.
Completely forgot about Main Event 205. Well, you try find that because we'll end the wrestling on that, and then we'll do the promo stuff. We had tribute to the troops this week. Real a nothing show, but we had a 10-man Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, Hardy, and Jeff Hardy, that is, of course. The Street Profits beating Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, and Elias. Montez Ford picks win on Zayn. Bayley and Natalya versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Sasha Banks picks up the win on Natalya. These shows aren't in kayfabe, I mean, because if it was, I'd be like, why is Natalya, Sasha Banks being Natalya when Natalya's being Bayley? But luckily, not in kayfabe, so we're all good. The Miz versus Drew McIntyre. Drew hits the gets the win, hits the Claymore. We can't think it. It is a nothing show, really, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it really doesn't matter.
Cameos from America stuff. So you had the Fox Sports guys, Erin Andrews, Troy Aikman, Joe Buck. You had Joe McHale, Tim Allen. Just little celebrity appearances. Nothing show, but can't.
So I can't get the main event for this week, but I realised I couldn't get the main event for last week either. So this is last week's.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'll come back to it because that's the main event of the main event. NXT UK. There were. I'm not even gonna cover it. It was just a series of matches. There were 4 matches. Everyone got a good showing. 205. Everrise got a win because they beat the Singh brothers in 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So Everrise are on the up, man.
Everrise
attacking GYV Imperium, walloping the Singh bros on the day off. It's easy. It's light work.
Day off.
They could do it in their sleep at this point. And then Kurt Stallion defeated Arya Daivari. Yeah, I don't know when they're doing the cruiserweight title match between Stallion and Santos, but sometime probably.
It'll happen eventually.
And then a moment's silence for most of the people on this show. Angel Garza beat Humberto Carrillo. I really like them both. Oh, they're cousins, aren't they?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that because they had loads of matches on 205 together, but they've just gone in like quite different career directions. And then main event is what brings people together. Yeah. And then in the main event, Nikki Ross. Oh, I said it again. Nikki Cross was defeated by Peyton Royce.
Yeah, Peyton. She's got a win.
Yeah, right. On Talking Smack this week, the Riot Squad were there. Right. They were interrupted by Billy Kay. And they were asking, Billy Kay was doing advertising a profile and stuff. And then the Riot Squad went, okay, well, if we want advice from you, then let's have a match next week. Us two versus you and a partner. And it's like, so you've got Billy Kay in a tag match, and she doesn't have a partner. And you've got Peyton Royce lingering on main event.
I know.
What was the point?
I know.
Who's Billy? I don't think Billy Kay's going to pluck up. It'll probably be Natalia or something. But if it's not Peyton Royce, I'm not interested.
Yeah, same. Who cares? But that was SmackDown. That was wrestling. Now, before we move on to promo, I've also just found a bunch of salt on my desk, and I know that sounds weird, but story time. The other day, I was having some food right at my desk, and I was like, and I got my salt out, put a bit of salt in it. I accidentally opened the lid, and then all of a sudden, I had, I would say, a good handful of salt just sprayed all over my desk. It weren't pleasant. But speaking of salt and wrestlers, my main event question this week: what happens to the Undisputed Era now that they picked up that big win at War Games? Are they getting called up or NXT? What do you think?
They'll go after the tag belts because there's no one else in the mix.
Yeah. Well, yes, but you've got GYV.
I don't know. Yeah, there's not much for them to do though. They should go to main, but it doesn't feel like it because otherwise they'd.
I think
put someone over.
I think they're going at Mania. I think they're going to wait until they have a crowd to say goodbye to the era, because the era have been one of the best thing on NXT TV.
But
You can't deny that.
you really think out of all things to wait for a crowd for that? That's it.
Yeah, I think it's how loved the era are.
Okay,
They're one of the best
right,
things
they're right.
in NXT at points.
They are. I'm not as into them as I was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But they're still top guys.
I'm worried for when they get called up though.
I think everyone is. I'm worried for every NXT call up.
Same, God.
Triple H were bragging on that media call about how 90% of WWE's roster now is NXT call-ups, and I went, that's not something to boast about. Look at the way they're being used.
If Ricochet's in a tag team match with Dana Brooke against Slapjack and me, Reckoning,
Brooke.
2 former NXT alumni, you know something's wrong.
What? Slapjack's an NXT tag champ.
He is.
He is. He was in the final of the Dusty Classic.
He was.
Well, he might not have won the belts, but he was definitely in mix for him.
Him and TM61 were great.
Yeah.
But thank you everyone for watching. So that's not it for the content this week. Tonight, we've got the Champions League watch along. That's Josh, Kieran, me, and maybe Will. I slowed down because I wanted to know what game. So we will have KD if he's not working. He'll be covering Leipzig versus Manchester United, and we will have PSG versus Istanbul Basaksehir here. Big game in the Champions League to decide who goes through in that group. We'll have Dynamo Kiev, Ferencváros have a chance to get that Europa League spot. Chelsea, Krasnodar, Sevilla, Rennes. The groups don't matter, but big chance for these teams to solidify a good group position. Then we've got Barcelona, Juventus, a very big game in that group. So that'll be live on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we're back with another Champions League goal show. This week, it'll be Bayern Munich, Lokomotiv Moscow, and then again another big group decider: Inter Milan versus Shakhtar Donetsk, Real Madrid versus Mönchengladbach, we'll have Manchester City, Marseille, Olympiacos, Porto, and Salzburg Atletico Madrid. Most importantly, Oldham are playing tonight against Sunderland. On the Friday, there may be a watch along. I doubt it. We might have a Leeds West Ham one, but I doubt it very much. On Sunday, I'm back with a F1 watch along. Very much looking forward to it. Final race of the season. It was a dramatic race yesterday, and yeah, we've also got the Manchester Derby as well this weekend, so we may be doing a live stream for that. Just at the _sports corner on Twitter to find any updates through that. Next week on the 15th of December, so next Tuesday, a week on from now, me and Simon are back. We'll be talking all about this wonderful AEW show tonight, Wednesday, NXT, and just everything that's going on in the world of wrestling. Josh will be doing live streams as well for the darts. Darts is back up and running. So, Josh, you're going to try out a live stream for that. Anything else left to promote? Don't think so. Go watch Impact tonight.
I hope Swinger's on when everyone's watching, but because he's had a limelight in recent weeks, so I've got a bad feeling.
Yeah, tune into Impact tonight. Kyle, Rowan, you're supposed to do that sort of trick to your friends like yourself. And cheers, guys. It was a great listen. Thank you very much, Kyle. We'll probably see you tonight. But thank you very much for watching. We'll see you for episode 45. We're nearly at that year